have friends and strangers who come to me and tell me, Mo, that they grew up with Alice. They were latchkey kids. They came home from school. They watched it in the afternoon on reruns, and that Alice was the mother they wished they'd had.
In a heart-stopping twist that no one saw coming, Linda Lavin, the beloved star of stage and screen, stood before cameras for what would be her final interview, just weeks before her sudden passing. That December night seemed ordinary at first, but in hindsight it carried the weight of destiny. A serene farewell from a performer who dazzled audiences for decades. Was it simply another red carpet moment or an eerie prelude to an approaching end? Join us as we unravel the story behind Linda Lavin's haunting last appearance. A childhood of song and a Broadway calling. Linda Lavin was born October 15, 1937 in Portland, Maine, into a family whose devotion to the arts was palpable from the start. Her father, David Joseph Lavin, was a businessman who nonetheless supported creative expression, while her mother, Lucille Potter, was an accomplished opera singer. These early influences, combined with the family's deep engagement with the local Jewish community, gave Linda a strong cultural foundation and a passion for performance. Encouraged early on to explore music and stage work, she began performing before she was even 6. Recitals and small theatrical productions captured her imagination, and she quickly outgrew the confines of small-town stages. While many children dream of a life in show business, Linda's dream was informed by genuine craft, thanks in part to her mother's classical training and the unwavering support of both sets of grandparents who had immigrated from Russia to find a better life in America. She attended Waynflete School in Portland, later enrolling at the College of William and Mary in Virginia. There, she immersed herself in dramatic productions directed by Professor Howard Scammon, who recognized her remarkable potential. By the time Linda was cast in the outdoor drama The Common Glory in the summer of 1958, she had already earned her Actors Equity Association card. Following her graduation, she joined the Compass Players in the late 1950s. This innovative ensemble was known for pioneering improvisational theater, and the experience sharpened Linda's comedic edge, something that became a hallmark of her future career. She headed to New York City, studying at HB Studio to refine her craft. Her early Broadway credits in the 1960s showcased her versatility. She appeared in musicals like A Family Affair and comedic plays such as Carl Reiner's Something Different. But it was the 1966 musical It's a Bird, It's a Plane, It's Superman that truly put her on the map. Performing You've Got Possibilities in that show, Linda displayed a spark, humor, and vocal prowess that dazzled audiences and critics alike. By the close of the decade, the industry sensed that a new star was rising, a woman whose fearless comedic flair and dynamic stage presence could stand shoulder to shoulder with the era's most celebrated performers. Television breakthrough.
Early to rise, early to bed.
Come on, you're gonna be late for school.
Wait,
Let's go.
I haven't figured out your tip yet.
Well, figure this. 15% of nothing is nothing.
Goodbye, I love you. Now, I know this is asking a lot, but I need $10 a week extra to pay for Tommy's braces.
You know the refrigerator's on the blink, and I gotta come up with $800 just to replace it.
Lavin's initial moves into television came via guest roles on shows like Rhoda and a recurring spot on Barney Miller, playing Detective Janice Wentworth between 1975 and 76. It was this readiness to explore unglamorous, character-driven roles that made Linda a prime candidate for a new CBS sitcom, Alice. Alice, based on Martin Scorsese's film Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, premiered in 1976. The movie had earned Ellen Burstyn an Oscar for playing a widowed single mother working as a waitress, and Linda took on the TV version of the character with fearless optimism. The show resonated with audiences from the start. Linda sang the series' theme song, There's a New Girl in Town, and cemented the soulful yet comedic identity of Alice Hyatt, a woman juggling work, motherhood, and her own aspirations as a singer. What viewers found most remarkable was Linda's authenticity. Alice was not just a sitcom, it was a cultural statement about the lives of working women in America. Unlike many television mothers of the time, Linda's character was a single parent, grappling with real issues like equal pay and child-rearing challenges. Off-screen, she took the mantle of activism, She reached out to figures like Gloria Steinem for help in writing storylines that captured the struggles and triumphs of working women. That activism extended to the real world, where Linda, sometimes even wearing her pink diner uniform, spoke to various organizations and rallies about pay equity, child care, and the Equal Rights Amendment. Despite her star status, she aligned herself with the concerns of everyday people. Triumphs on Broadway and a lasting theatrical legacy.
I've always wanted to know which side you land on.
I've never thought, okay, then I'll say I prefer ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Stay a while. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Even during Alice's heyday, Linda's heart remained with the theater. She took every opportunity to stretch her talents, appearing in off-Broadway reviews like The Mad Show and winning a Drama Desk Award for Little Murders. But it wasn't until she concluded her TV sitcom run that she turned her energy full force towards Broadway once again. In 1987, she starred in Neil Simon's Broadway Bound, portraying Kate, a strong-willed mother in a Jewish-American family. Linda brought to that role the same sincerity and comedic timing that made Alice so beloved. Critics applauded her performance as one of the most memorable in recent Broadway history. She won a Tony Award for Best Actress in a Play, garnering further Drama Desk recognition. Audiences who only knew her as the singing waitress on television were stunned by her ability to shift seamlessly into nuanced, dramatic territory. Her stage career only expanded from there. Linda starred in shows like Gypsy as Mama Rose. She earned yet more Tony nominations for The Diary of Anne Frank, Collected Stories, and The Lions. Consistent among these roles was her ability to capture maternal warmth, comedic wit, and sharp intellect in a single breath. She also found joy in cabaret. She played intimate venues like Birdland in New York and the Empire Plush Room in San Francisco, often accompanied by her husband Steve Bakunis and Billy Stritch. These smaller shows were a return to the musical roots she first discovered in childhood. Linda never lost the spark for singing either. Her album Possibilities, released in 2012, displayed a mellow confidence and warmth that belied a lifetime of mastering her craft. The same fearless quality that led her into new theatrical roles also guided her philanthropic efforts. Alongside husband Steve, she moved to Wilmington, North Carolina, where they revitalized run-down neighborhoods, donated a park to the city, and founded the Red Barn Studio Theater, an intimate performance space dedicated to elevating both established and new voices in theater. By 2024, Linda was far from retired. She joined the cast of Hulu's upcoming Mid-Century Modern and had made a cameo appearance in Elsbeth, a Good Wife spinoff. Then came No Good Deed on Netflix, for which she attended the LA premiere on December 4th. Little did anyone know this brief, joyful red carpet moment would be her final interview. A haunting farewell. Linda's last recorded interview was brimming with gratitude. On December 4th, 2024, she arrived at the premiere of No Good Deed, accompanied by husband Steve. According to those who spoke to her that night, she appeared in high spirits, excited about her role as the neighbor character Phyllis, and eager to celebrate. When asked by People magazine how it felt to be doing more in Hollywood of late, she replied, quote, "That's pretty much where the career is flowing right now. If it had been a play, I would have said yes, but I still would have liked a limited run." This offhand comment, so typical of Linda's practicality, took on a different weight when news broke of her unexpected death on December 29th. Only 25 days separated that lively interview from the morning the world learned she had passed due to complications from recently discovered lung cancer. Friends, fans, and colleagues were left stunned. In the same final conversation, she spoke about where she drew her inspiration. Quote, "As an actor, I like to expose myself through the character. I have a wonderful life, a wonderful husband. I have a very rich and full life, and I'm happy to show up at this time in my life. I'm really grateful." Now it's time to hear from you. How has Linda Lavin's portrayal of hard-working, determined women reshaped our ideas about resilience and compassion? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below.